thank Centerboard Yacht Club for letting us use this space. It's a great view of the city, and you can see where SailMaine is right down there as well. I'd also like to thank Chris Robinson for suggesting this event. He had seen it in a couple other places, and I think it really fits in with our mission, which is to provide affordable access to the water through community sailing and educational programming. And so we're hoping that you can all learn about some of the next level sailing type of stuff. So just going to also, in case you don't know, a quick review of SailMaine. We run 3 basic types of programs. We have junior programming, adult programming, and outreach programming. Our junior programming includes a day and half-day camp during the summer for opties 420s, and we also have kind of a premier laser program that we're really excited about. The junior program also includes the spring and fall high school sailing, which most of you guys know about. And for the adults here, we do learn to sail, individual, group lessons, and then we do some outreach programs, and we started an adaptive sailing program this past year that we're really excited about. So here we have Ken. I'm going to introduce everybody quickly, and then we'll get going. Ken Luzinski. Sorry, did I butcher it? Okay. Ken is the offshore coach at Kings Point, and he'll explain more about what that is. And he did an Olympic campaign in Finn. He does a lot of Class 40 sailing, and he's worked at some community boating groups too. And then the next guy down is Frank Pizzo. He's from Bowdoin College. Frank is quickly rising the ranks as a incredible coach. He's got a bunch of awards: 2012 NASA Coach of the Year, 2015 SailMaine Design Coach of the Year, and I think he's kind of taken Bowdoin to the next level of consistently qualifying for nationals. Personally, I'm lucky enough to get to sail with him every once in a while, and it's a great experience. I seem to learn something every time. Other people we sail with, they say things like, when Frank's on the boat, decisions are made better and faster. So I think that's that's a good situation. And then next to Frank, we have Ken Legler. He's pretty much a legend in all sailing, and especially college sailing. He's been coaching at Tufts for 20 years.
37.
Sorry. It was 20 years when I first met him. He went to URI, right? URI alum. Rhode Island Board, Rhode Island Bred, I think is the way that song starts. And All-American there. And he's won a bunch of big events, coached 100 All-Americans, something like that.
Around there.
Yeah. How many national championships?
20 at Tufts.
And then you were also at Kings Point,
Yeah,
right?
won a couple there and a couple of URI.
Cool. Thank you. And then next guy down is Justin Assad. Justin is the coach at Dartmouth. He's been there several years. Before that, he was at the University of Vermont and made leaps and bounds for that program. He's an incredible coach. I personally, Justin's a really close friend of mine. I've known him probably since 2000, basically. I was coaching Columbia when he was in school there. And he was one of the few people, he's one of the guys that when you coach him, you learn more from him than you probably learn from you. And he's a big community builder in every place he goes. So if you have any questions about building communities, strong organizations, talk to Justin. Also got a bunch of US Opti team coaching. So he's a great guy to know. And then, last but not least at all, is Carter White. Carter grew up in Cumberland? I went to Greeley, right? Graduated. My notes are funny because it was like Justin and you, and it was like Justin can tell you about how to prepare and make sure you're get all your homework done. And then Carter is, he got through college. He got through college being an All-American too. Carter was kind of one of the rock star junior sailors coming out of Maine, and I think kind of led the way for Maine being a place that people look to junior sailing going into college sailing. Carter, I'm lucky enough to sail with him too, and I gotta say, he is the fastest guy I've ever sailed with. He knows more about sail theory than probably anybody in the region. I get better every time I get to sail with him. So thanks, Carter. And he's the leader of the Sea Bag sailing team. And so now we're just gonna go down through, and each coach is gonna, participant is gonna introduce themselves, and they've got a short topic to kind of talk about, and then we'll open it up for questions.
So, Kings Point is one of the 5 service academies, along with the Navy, West Point, Coast Guard, Air Force. One of the unique things about the service schools, especially Navy, Coast Guard, and Kings Point, we have amazing facilities. We have a functioning boatyard, travel lifts, so we can do anything from hauling boats to rebuilding things. So the facilities are second to none. Our team coach isn't here, so I'll just go through what we have for that. We have 20 brand new 420s. We've got 20 FJs and 20 lasers, can be all on the dock at the same time. So that program's doing really well. They're currently ranked 11th in the country. For the big boat program, we've got a Trip 41 high noon, Trip 40, 3 Melgus 32s, and 2 Sawwell 33s. Most of the season, we travel throughout Long Island. We sail on like American Yacht Spring and Fall Series. We do Round Block Island Race Week, Bermuda Race. We're going to try to do Halifax this year. So we do a lot of distance and a lot of buoy sail. So that's about it.
So guys, I just got a comment from the back. I can't see, it's not stadium seating, unfortunately, so if you don't mind saying, thank you.
All right, so my name is Frank Pizzo. I am the head coach at Bowdoin College. I've been there for about 9 years as the head coach, and I went to Bowdoin and sailed for Bowdoin, graduated in 2006. So the Polar Bears were one of the 31 varsity teams at Bowdoin. And I think, like a lot of the top college sailing teams, we are very similar to other sports at the college. There's myself, we have myself and a full-time assistant coach, and that's all we do at Bowdoin is we coach the sailing team. So we're a pretty fortunate position there. And yeah, we, being a varsity sport, we kind of have all the institutional support that Bowdoin has to offer. So that means we have access to strength and conditioning coaches, trainers, but I think my topic is really academic support at Bowdoin. And I think that's what kind of separates some of the varsity teams that have the institutional support behind them. So no doubt Bowdoin is a pretty tough academic institution. Like, if you come to Bowdoin, you've got to be willing to put in the work in the classroom. But the really nice thing is the students get a lot of support. So today, I think, was a really good example. We had our freshmen in with our faculty liaison to kind of have a little bit of for second semester kind of check in with those guys and girls. And the semester is basically 2 weeks in, but we're kind of talking about a big range of topics, from like how to be more efficient with your time and how to kind of talk and interact with professors, and just kind of going through a lot of the resources on campus, which I think is really good and really important. I think everybody goes to college for the academics. I think there's a few people that eventually can maybe make a living sailing, but that's a really small pool of people. Like, you go to a school like Bowdoin to get a really good education, and we're active in that process. We're not, it's not like that's a separate world and we don't interact. We're definitely pretty involved in that. And I think that's one of the benefits of a small school, especially with a lot of the first years. Like, I know how they're doing in their classes throughout the year, and I can kind of help kind of get them the resources that are necessary, and just really kind of ensure a really good experience. So I would say, no doubt, the academic piece is really important when you're in season, especially on a varsity team. I think you have to be really good at your time management, and it's one of the big things you do. Like, you got to be able to handle your work, and then you got to be able to sail, you know, and you could do, you know, we have kids on our team that kind of do other things as well. We're not just like, you got to sail and do your homework and that's it. But you got to be really good about your time management and realistic with kind of what you can do. So, so yeah, that's my little spiel.
Thanks. I just spoke to my compliance officer, Tufts. I'm not supposed to talk about Tufts here, which is good because it gives me the opportunity to pitch a couple other things. Starting with Kings Point. Having worked there many years ago, Kings Point and Coast Guard are my two favorite service academies. Kings Point is probably the least militaristic of all the military academies and one of the coolest places to sail. And a quick pitch on Carter, which I didn't hear in your introduction. Carter put Hobart sailing team on the map. I also want to just mention SailMaine. I know the two very well, and a few other sailing centers like that. SailMaine, been around for a little while now. They did a huge favor to myself and my daughter last summer, and I want to repay them for it. Just let me take the boat and go watch the Class 40s race. What a cool harbor. This is a really neat place to sail, and it isn't just because there's good wind and good water. It's because of the history as well as the modern things that are happening. There's schooners, Class 40s, 420s, J22s, Etchels. There's all kinds of cool sailing around here. And as I understand, SailMaine is doing a campaign for 24 new 420s. I saw that a couple weeks ago. I thought this fantastically good news. The J22s are in unbelievably good condition for a public sailing center. I think it's just a really neat place that should be supported. And I'm hoping that not only will the high school teams benefit from the up and coming things at SailMaine, but maybe they'll bring college sailing back to SailMaine.